Well, welcome to another video by Johnny. Hello, welcome. And today is another speaking practice, and we have Mr. Min here, which is he's quite good. Yeah, I have to say, I have to give him that. Now, he's aiming for band 7.5 or even more than that if he can possibly get. And then, okay, let's go to part 1, shall we? Warm up first. Okay, so topic number 8. There you go. It's about bargain. You know bargain, right?
Yes,
To bargain. Mặc cả trả giá. And then the act is called bargaining. Cái hành động nó gọi là bargaining. Hành động mặc cả trả giá.
Yes.
You know, in Vietnam they do that a lot in shops, but in also like markets and stuff. But you cannot do that in a supermarket, do you?
Yes.
I hate bargaining actually.
Yeah, I see
To be honest.
every man dislike doing bargaining.
But I hate it really. Because
Yes,
it
I
just shows
also
that you
hate
are really cheap as a person, you know. You are trying to haggle, you're trying to be very very cheap in front of the other people. Nó giống như cảm giác nó rẻ tiền lắm. Cái chuyện bargain nó làm cho nó hạ giá con người xuống. It feels like you're trying to make yourself sound cheap in front of other people. I think that's what I think, okay?
Yes. I do think so.
So Mr. Min, do you often bargain?
Well, as honestly saying, I'm not fond of bargaining. You know that buying things, but wanting the product to be have some discount, whereas they are not. So I hate them because the bargaining can make someone make less money from selling a product, so it maybe affect their income.
I see. It may affect the income, I see. Right. But the fact that people often scale up the price,
Yes.
people often actually scale up the price or jack up the price, you know,
Yes.
or jack up the price, or maybe just say increase the price tremendously, increase the price significantly. So because of that, people, well, if you bargain, they still make profit out of it, you know.
Yes.
So where can you or where can people bargain and why?
Well, in my experience, I find that the most the best place to bargain is a street market because you know that all the sellers there, they are familiar with bargaining, so they often jack up the price and let the buyer bargain they can uh, so that they can get the deal they want and sell the product immediately when they get the best deal from the buyer.
Okay. All right, so how do you bargain? Can you give examples? Like the word you here mean people, okay?
Yes.
Con người ta trả giá mặc cả thế nào? Can you give example?
Well, bargaining. When I bargain, I would give a deal that is lower than the price, so
Then
the
the original
seller,
price, right?
yes, than the original price, so that the the, the seller would consider my offer, and if we can negotiate and talk to in and get the deal where everyone of get a deal both two sides agree. So, for example, if I go into a street market, I want to buy a fish that is 50,000 dollars, but I negotiate it down to 40, and the buyer can the seller can consider my offer and take the deal, so that I get the fish, and the seller can get the price, can get the money he wants, but still is but still higher than his capital.
Nguồn vốn là capital, isn't it?
Yes.
So they can still make a profit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So profit, profit is basically revenue minus cost. Lãi suất, lợi nhuận nó sẽ bằng là doanh thu trừ cho các chi phí.
Yes.
So the whole amount of money you receive from selling and selling stuff, selling items, everything you get is called revenue. The cost is what you have to pay for your business, but the profit is what you want to achieve after all.
Yes.
So can you give examples of things people can bargain for? Like what items or what things people can bargain for? Like, for example, can you bargain for when you go to the hospital or go to the schools or something like that?
Well, in my knowledge, I find that people can bargain when they go into street market, because the price there is not stated. It's not gì phải nhỉ? Niêm
Sorry?
yết là gì?
Say again? It's
Niêm
not
yết là gì?
listed. The
Listed.
prices are not listed.
Yeah.
Không được niêm yết ra, không được nêu ra. The prices are not listed.
Okay. So, in my knowledge, I believe that the best place to bargain is at street markets, because the prices there, they are not
Just
listed.
everywhere. The prices there are just everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere the prices are not listed, so people can bargain until they get the offer they want. And also, I believe that when it comes to transfer market in some sports, people can negotiate to get the contract they want and sign that contract. So that I believe there are people can negotiate when they come to markets.
Right, I see. Right, so where can people not bargain and where can people bargain then? It
Well,
comes to the places now or
yes.
situation.
Mm, People can really bargain when they come to places that the prices they the prices can experience ups and down. For example, because those prices they are not listed, so people can negotiate until they get the offer they want. And for example, at the street market or the transfer market. Also, when it comes to places we cannot bargain, I believe that there are places like supermarket or shops, because products there their prices they are listed, so people just consider the prices on the stock in the stock and buy it. So no need to bargain for.
I see. Right, so do you think Vietnamese people often bargain?
Yes, I believe so, because when it comes to Vietnam, we have a culture of buying things in street market. So um, bargaining is like a skill for everyone to survive in any places from city to rural areas. So I believe that people bargaining really often.
Right. I see. Right. So, what do Vietnamese people often bargain for then? I see that people often bargain, especially when they buy houses or apartments, you know. And to be honest with you, that's a normal thing, but um, you know, prices of apartment and houses often fluctuate, you know. Nó fluctuate, nó sẽ biến động.
Yes. Well, Vietnamese people, when it comes to jobs, um, is when it comes to something that is linked with their income or their fortune, such as when people buy real estate,
Real
people
estate,
often,
yeah.
yeah, they often uh, bargain, or they often negotiate until they get the best deal, so that people can take the offer and sign the contract to buy or sell those apartment or apartment or other kinds of real estate. And also when it comes to people who buying things like buying trivial things such as fish or vegetables at the
These
street
are
market,
essentials, you know, essential of food.
essential food. People often them uh, bargain for them at the street markets. So um, people often bargain for things they buy at the street markets where prices they are not listed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. So, what do you think of the act of bargaining? Do you think it's something that people should do or not, or something like that?
Well, I believe it depend on different situation, because when it comes to when it comes to a student who is living in the city, they have to be aware of those people um, who jack up the price, so they need to negotiate with the seller to to get a cheap deal so that they can buy things with the minimum money they have. So it's like a skill for them to survive in big cities, and when it comes to um, things we buy in a street market, their prices normally they are not high, so no need to negotiate 1 or 2,000 Vietnam dong. So that may
Oh
be,
my god, that's terrible, you know. That's just
yes,
very tiny little things. People should not
yeah,
bargain for those things because it makes them sound really cheap, you know.
yes, because
Nghe nó
but
rẻ rúng, rẻ tiền lắm luôn á. It's like, wow.
some people they still negotiate for 3,000 Vietnam dong per a bunch of vegetables,
Oh
but
my god.
today the price gonna has gone up to 5,000 dongs, but they still bargain for the price 3,000, and I feel that
Terrible.
what? Yes,
Terrible.
it's terrible, and because when I go to the street market and to buy some things for my dad, and when I come,
My father.
yes, for my father, when I come home, he said I have not. He said that why I didn't bargain, because with 10,000 dons I could buy more than I want.
Right. I see. Okay, so let's come to part 2 and part 3 now. Okay, I can choose something for you. Yeah, I always choose for my student anyway. Okay, let's try topic number 4. Oh no, this one is part 2 only. And 5 it's too easy. But we can do that.
Yeah.
Describe a part of a city or town you enjoy spending time in. Một phần thị trấn hoặc thành phố mà bạn thích dành thời gian trong đó. You should say where it is, what it's like, what you do there, and explain why you enjoy spending time there. And then part 3 are public places. What public places are common in cities in your country? Những nơi công cộng nào thường thấy trong những thành phố trong đất nước bạn? Well, you need to think about more public places, okay? Think about viện dưỡng lão, the old people's home, you know. Think about có nhiều cái nơi công cộng lắm. The old people's home, hospital, and schools, they're public places. Think about restaurant and hair and barbershop, you know. Think about all the businesses are actually public places too. Nói chung là phần đông tất cả những cái businesses nó đều là những nơi công cộng cả. Like tiệm cầm đồ, pawn shop. You'll be surprised to know that pawn shop is actually a common place because people often go there when they don't have enough money. They will try to sell their goods for a small price, you know. And they often bargain a lot in pawn shop. Con người ta ở tiệm cầm đồ người ta mặc cả dữ lắm luôn á, để mà bán mấy cái đồ mà đã sử dụng rồi của họ. And then public places we have other things like nhà hát, theaters, cinemas.
Yeah.
Theaters, cinemas, public gardens and parks. These are common.
Yeah.
Thiệt sự nói chung là tất cả những cái chỗ nào không phải nhà riêng thì đều là public places hết. I think normally any places that is not like personal homes are public places, you know. A lot of places you can exploit. Right, okay. Do cities need to have more public places than towns? Why not? Những thành phố có cần phải có thêm nhiều cái nơi công cộng so với những thị trấn không? Tại sao không? What public places do old people usually go to and why? Những người già thích đi đến những cái nơi công cộng nào? Tại sao? Do you think there will be more outdoor public places in the future? Why not? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng sẽ có nhiều nơi công cộng bên ngoài trời hơn? Là nơi công cộng ngoài trời nha, outdoor nha. In the future? Like why not? Think about stadium, you know, sân vận động. Think about outdoor swimming pool, for example. Think about public parks and gardens. And other places. Alright, you have some time now.
Yeah.
Okay, time to do it now. Please describe a part of the city or town you enjoy spending time in.
Yes. Well, I'm going to describe a supermarket in Hanoi, one of the most storied cities in Vietnam. And I enjoy strolling around there, looking for some products to buy, or some products that is really strange and I haven't seen them. So that helped me to satisfy my curiosity. Also, I would love to wandering around the playground to play games. I really enjoy playing the basketball machine because it helps me to try another sport and upgrade my skills. Also, I love to go to the CGV cinema there because there are many new films for me to
What is
watch.
CGV cinema something? You have
Uh,
to explain it, you know, which is one of the
what
most
is
popular cinema house or cinema, like nó là cái chuỗi. It's a series of cinemas in Vietnam, yeah.
yeah, one of the most popular series of cinema in Vietnam. And the one thing that I love most about this supermarket is that it include a food area that has uh, that has various restaurants, and also it has a lot of food stores, so I can enjoy uh, a lot of kinds of food and drinks, and also I can widen my knowledge about the cuisine around the world,
The
and
cuisine, yeah. Cuisine,
so that
cuisine.
spending time there help me not only satisfy my hunger but also to
Hunger for what? Hunger for what?
hunger for food and drinks, and also it helped me to enjoy the funny atmosphere there and help me to relax after a hard day so much.
Okay. Right, I see. Now, let's go to part 3 of public places. So, what public places are common in cities in your country?
Well, in cities in my country, there are various kinds of public places. Some of them there are public garden or parks, or some places that the government built, such as stadiums. And also, when it comes to services, there are various places like outdoor swimming pool, or maybe some sports complex, and also there are places for people to soci to associate and
To
meet
what?
each
To what?
other.
Say again.
Associate.
Sociate? You mean
Uh,
to socialize, right?
yeah,
Để
so
xã giao,
socialize.
to socialize. Okay.
Yes, yes, to socialize and chat with each other, like coffee shop, barber shop, or some places like street market also, and some other kinds of selling places like a supermarket, or some places to for a date, like cinema or some shop to eat.
Mm-hmm. Right, I see. So, do cities need to have more public places than towns? Why not?
Well, I believe it depends on the situation, because
Okay.
you know that um, in cities they often suffer from lack of space. So if there are enough public places for the residents to enjoy, there should not be any more public places, because that would consume a lot of place uh, for building other facilities to expand the national economy. And for that reason, I believe that when it comes to town town, there are often still enough space for people to enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
to enough public places. So I believe that the number of public places just need to be enough, not to be higher or lower, so that mm I believe it depends on each city, whether the city is big or whether the city is small, and whether the city still have plenty of space for building facilities, or whether they are like they suffer from lack of space because they are mega
The lack of
cities,
space. The lack of space.
lack of space in some mega cities.
Well, you can always talk about the rise in demands in big cities. And remember, the bigger the city is, the more the demand for entertainment,
Yes.
for space, because city people tend to have more demands, than people in small towns do.
Yes.
Nhu cầu giải trí rất là cao luôn á.
Mm.
And also they have needs to attend concerts, outdoor concerts, sports,
Mm.
Thực sự người ở những cái thành phố tỉnh nhỏ hơn, người ta ít nhu cầu hơn nhiều. Anyway, so what public places do old people usually go to and why?
Mm. Well, in my in my knowledge, I've believe that those old people they often prefer going to nursery house, or they love uh, to go to public places in the morning, in the early morning, so that they can socialize with other people who also doing morning exercise there, and they can also enjoy the fresh air to uh, to do yoga or some other kinds of exercises, so that they can remain a flexible a
They can remain
flexible
healthy enough, or relatively
healthy enough.
healthy, yeah.
Yes, and they rarely go to some places, go to eating places like a coffee shop or some restaurants. But I believe that it depend on which kinds of old elderly they are, and also I believe that they don't want to go to noisy places like a
Mm-hmm.
stadium or some places like concert, and so that I believe that they prefer somewhere for them to enjoy fresh air and the quietness.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you forgot to mention the fact that old people usually have to go to the hospitals, because the older you
Yes.
are, the more healthcare resources that you use. Người ta sẽ dùng nhiều cái tài nguyên về chăm sóc sức khỏe hơn mỗi khi mà người ta già đi, so với người trẻ. Like young
Yeah.
people rarely have to go to hospital, right? But older people do. They have to go there very frequently, actually.
But in the environment I am living in,
Yes.
some many old people, even when they are ill, they rarely go to hospital. They just go to the hospital when this is an emergency, because they don't want to waste money in to live in the hospital for some trivial uh, for the small illness.
Mm-hmm.
They can kill at home.
They can what?
Kill.
Cure, you mean?
Yeah, cure.
Yeah, they can cure the illnesses at home. True, but usually old people in the West, they go a lot to a hospital.
Mm,
So that's just what I'm gonna say.
yes.
And they usually go to parks, or of course old people, they have a need to socialize too. So
Yeah.
the nursery or the old people's home are actually very common places where you can see them. Cái vườn dưỡng lão là một cái nơi mà rất là nhiều đông người luôn á. Người ta có thể socialize, người ta có thể um, nó gọi là gì ta, giao tiếp, người ta có
Yes.
thể quan hệ xã hội, giao tiếp và tìm bạn đó. Alright, just something to keep in mind, okay? Now, do you
Yes.
think there will be more outdoor public places in the future? Why not?
Well, I believe there would be a lot of public places mushrooming in the future, because in the future there would be the population will grow bigger. So I believe that the bigger the population is, the bigger the demand is.
Okay.
So So the demand for public places would go higher and higher every day. So I believe that there would be more outdoor places for people to enjoy the fresh air and to socialize with each other, or some places for them to do yoga or other kinds of exercises that help them to remain a healthy body.
There's also one more place. Like you can talk about like art classes, những cái lớp học về nghệ thuật á.
Hmm.
I know for a fact that at all ages, you can see a lot of old people there as well. And at all ages, can you find children, adults, or elders, or the seniors there? Everyone
Mm,
appreciate art some way, somehow.
yeah, but I rarely see any art class because it's really
Maybe
rare.
you need to go out more.
Yeah, but
Maybe you just
it's
need to go out more.
really rare. I haven't seen anyone.
Right. Okay, maybe you should be more vigilant.
Yes.
Look around you. Probably there are more.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so let's try something. Maybe no, this is a part 2 only. We can try what's 15. Okay, let's try describe a kind of weather you like. You should say what it is, where you go in this weather, and what you do in this weather, and explain why you like it. Part 3 of weather. What do people wear in different weather? Con người ta thường mặc cái gì trong những mùa thời tiết khác nhau? How does the weather influence people's life? You need to really talk a lot about this question, okay? Like how it influence people's work. Think about agriculture. Think
Yeah.
about going to the workplace when it's sunny or when it's raining or when it's foggy or snowing.
Yes.
Think about the fact that the weather can affect production, sự sản xuất, productivity as well. And it affects people's mood, nó ảnh hưởng tâm trạng con người đó nha. Affects people's mood as well as health. If it's raining a lot, people are more prone to have common cold, dễ bị cảm lạnh hơn. And they tend to quit their job or skip a day or two in their workplace.
Yeah.
It influences people's life tremendously, actually. Next one. Why are weather forecasts often unreliable? Tại sao những cái dự báo thời tiết thường không đáng tin? không có đáng tin cậy lắm đâu. Think about the reason behind that. Think about global climate change, sự biến đổi khí hậu toàn cầu. Think about pollution, nghĩa về ô nhiễm. Think about acid rain, mưa axit. All these factors can heavily influence the weather. So sometimes it's unpredictable sometimes. Are there any festivals about seasons in your country? Có bất kỳ cái lễ hội về các mùa đất nước bạn không? Lễ hội mùa xuân, lễ hội mùa thu, có trung thu nè. We have Mid-Autumn in Vietnam, Spring Festival, lễ hội mùa xuân, Summer Festival, and Winter Festival. Do we have something like that?
Yeah.
And how do people celebrate? Yeah. Something like that. Okay, you have some time to think now. Alright, please describe the kind of weather you like.
Yes, and I'm going to describe cloudy because you know that cloudy is the kind a state of weather that is a lot of cloud on the sky, and it's normally it would cover the sun, so the light outside would not be so hot, so people can enjoy the shade and go out to play some outdoor sport. And when it's cloudy, I also enjoy strolling on the street and wandering around shops to buy something or to just normally watch their products or services. And whereas, meanwhile, these activities people cannot do when it's sunny and rainy because when it comes to sunny in a tropical country like Vietnam, the UV light is really hard, and so people often avoid going outside. And when it comes to rainy, people do not want to go anywhere without expect from uh, expect from their workplace because they have to go there. So I believe that the cloudy is suitable for everyone.
The cloudy
Because
weather. The cloudy weather.
cloudy, the cloudy weather is suitable for everyone to do everything they want because there's enough light for them and they don't have to wait until late afternoon to go out and play sports. So that's why I really enjoy it, and I would love to live under under cloudy weather every day.
I see. Right. I think that cloudy weather is actually quite good because it's not too hot, it's not
Yeah.
too harsh for people,
Yes.
and it's not rainy, so it doesn't actually interfere with people's work or activities that much. And also, cloudy weather is very mild,
Yes.
like you said. So it's like perfect for any kind of activity. All right,
Yes.
but except for one thing, that is to
Hmm?
dry your clothes. Phơi đồ không được mấy.
Hmm. But we can still dry. Yeah.
Yeah, true. You can still dry your clothes. Good. Now, so what do people wear in different weather? We live in Vietnam, you don't know, but if you come to other country when it's cold, people wear jackets and coats a lot. Thick one.
Yes. Well, when it comes to sunny, when it comes to sunny weather, people often have to wear sunglasses, and normally they would go out with what can I say, sunlight proof wear.
What? Say again?
Áo chống nắng là gì nhỉ?
I think anti-sunlight. I don't know, but these things are not popular. These things are not popular in the West. Basically, we just say jacket, okay?
Okay.
Anti-sunlight jacket, I think. We were making up like words because these things are quite new. Mấy cái này thật sự
Yeah.
là mấy cái đồ khá mới đấy. Anti-sunlight jackets, I think.
People often wear anti-sunlight jackets,
Sometimes
or
you
they
can invent new words, but I just sometimes, okay? Don't overdo it.
yes. And normally people would wear long sleeve trousers, because you know that girls that do not want to get burned, they get burned. They don't want their skin to get burned and darken. So, and when it comes to weather like rainy, well,
Like what? Like what?
in rainy weather, and
Okay.
under the condition of rainy weather, people rarely go outside. They often remain in their home or their workplace until the rain has gone. And but normally there would also people go outside, and they have to wear waterproof jackets, or and also they would have to use an umbrella. And when it comes to cloudy weather, people can wear anything they want, because it's like a perfect weather, kind a perfect condition of weather for everyone. And when it comes to dry weather, or wet weather, people would wear the suitable clothes for
Suitable,
each
suitable, suitable.
suitable clothes for each kind of conditions of the weather. So I believe that that's what people often wear in different kinds of weather.
I see. Right, so how does the weather influence people's life? Big question.
Yeah, well, in my experience, I believe that it influences people's life in almost every aspect. And we can say that when it comes to going to work, let's say that we can say that when it's sunny, people often uh, people still often hate to go out because the sun, the sunlight is really harsh, and people have to, and the temperature seems to really high, so people dislike the hot weather there. And when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to rain weather, people even hate hate the condition outside. They do not want to go out. They do not want to commute. They do not want to go to their workplace to work, and so that commuting is really a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And also, weather often influence people's mood because it's a fact that when it's rainy outside, people often listen to some uh, what can I
Well, when
say?
it's rainy, nobody wants to go out. Let's say that.
Yeah, no,
Let's
nobody
let
wants
make
to
it
go
simple
out,
like that.
uh, and they uh, and their mood is tend to be bored. They tend to be bored, and they would think about some boring
Somewhat.
or love. They would think about some love memory they had with their
That's funny. The thing you said,
ex-girlfriend.
yeah.
Yeah, and they would listen to some what can I say? Nhạc buồn là gì ra?
Like sad
More,
music, huh? The sad
yeah,
music.
sad. They would listen to sad music, and uh, you know that sad music is linked with rain, so that it really
Are you
affect people's
sure?
mood.
Are you sure sad music often linked with the rain? Yeah, because there
Yeah, I
are
believe.
some funny or there are some fun music with the rain too. You know.
Well, I do not think so. But normally, sad music is often linked with rainy weather, and so that weather really influence people's mood about everything they do in that day. And when they have just what can I say, go into take go into a relationship with a new one, they would feel that life is so enjoyable, and they see that wow, the sunny weather outside is so good. It's so ideal for them to play some sport and celebrate this day. And uh, so yes, I believe that weather influence people's life due to whether it is sunny or it is rainy.
Mm-hmm. I see. Now, so why are weather forecasts often unreliable then?
Well, I believe that in most cases nowadays, um, weather forecasts really tend to be reliable for people to predict the weather, so that farmers can do well with their work. And but sometimes there are often unpredictable factors like acid rain or some things like sudden
You know,
rain.
this year we have El Nino and La Nina,
Yeah.
right? El Nino, El Nino.
But
Uh-huh.
those big conditions, they are often predictable on weather forecast. So I believe that the weather forecast on the TV, I believe they definitely have talked about these conditions, El Nino
El
and
Nino, La Nina, something like that.
La Nina. But I believe that weather forecasts are often unreliable when there are unpredictable factors like a sudden rain, because in the south of Vietnam, the rain often come in the afternoon, and it's often sudden rain because immediately when people uh, look into the sky, there are black clouds, and it would rain
There's a black
immediately.
cloud. Mm-hmm.
And but when it comes to the north of Vietnam, when people look into the sky and see some black cloud, it would not rain immediately. It would last about a few hours until it rains. So the weather forecast seems to be unreliable when it comes to sudden rain, and also maybe the maybe it's unreliable in some cases like the dawn, because you know that people often want to predict the time when it is dawn, so the weather forecast might not be accurate.
Mm-hmm. Now, so are there any festivals about seasons in your country?
Well, I believe that there are various festivals, and people in different regions of the country celebrate different kinds of different festivals. And for example, when it comes to summer in the north of Vietnam, particularly in Quảng Ninh province, like
Province.
province,
Province.
province, people often have carnival festivals.
Wait,
People
wait.
would
What? Carnivals. Là lễ hội hoa
carnival,
rồi. Carnivals are
yes,
basically flower festival, you know?
carnival, yeah, carnivals,
I was like,
and
cannibal.
carnival, carnivals,
Carnivals. Not cannibals,
carnivals,
okay?
yeah, carnivals.
Cannibals
Yeah.
là ăn thịt người ấy.
What? And
Cannibals, you know cannibals, right? The people who eat humans.
oh, I didn't know.
You didn't know that, I see.
Yeah, and also there's one festival that the people of the whole country celebrate. That is Mid Autumn Festival, because Uncle it is linked with the image of Uncle Ho, uh, one of the most storied person in Vietnam, and that's why people from all regions of Vietnam remember to celebrate this festival uh, memor to memorize him, to celebrate the independence of Vietnam, and uh, so that this festival is typical for autumn in Vietnam.
Autumns, huh?
Yeah.
Right. So, but I believe that I think Mid Autumn Festival, it's not just about the weather in autumn, I think.
Yes,
But it's
it's
something to do with the harvest too, I think. Nó liên quan đến
hmm,
cái vụ mùa thu hoạch á, I think. Yeah, I think it used to
I
be
don't
like
know.
that. Nó từng là như
I don't
vậy.
know. It's normally it's linked with adolescence. Tết thiếu
Uh-huh.
nhi.
I see.
Uh,
Alright, that's 15 for us. Okay, so 15. Okay, let's try something else now. Okay, let's try 18. Describe a time when you worked in a group.
in a group.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You worked in a group. That time.
Hmm. Play team sport coi là group nhỉ thầy.
Yes, team sport is actually a kind of group work as well, I think.
Yeah. So
But
just
I think here it talk about working, you know, not like playing a sport, I think. Cái chuyện là làm việc, làm cùng nhau, team working. thầy không nghĩ là chơi sports, nếu mà coi cái sport đó như là một cái nghề luôn á thì nó mới là teamwork. Mà trong trường hợp này nó là làm việc trong một đội nhóm. I think they want to focus on work, not like playing
Yeah.
sports, so try not to think of it like that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah, 18. I describe a time when you worked in a group.
This.
When it was,
So.
what you did, who you worked with. Bạn làm việc với ai? Explain why you worked in a group. Tại sao bạn lại làm việc trong một nhóm? And then part 3 about team working. Cái chuyện làm việc đội nhóm nè. Do you think team working is important? Cái chuyện làm việc đội nhóm, làm trong nhóm nó có quan trọng không? Well, think about that. And you need to really prove how important they are, okay? Phải chứng minh được là tại sao nó lại quan trọng. That's important. It's important to prove that they are important. How do people improve their team working skills? Con người ta cải thiện kỹ năng làm việc nhóm như thế nào? Do you think that team working is for everybody? Why not? Cái chuyện làm việc đội nhóm có dành cho tất cả mọi người không? Tại sao không? What are the problems that can arise when team working? Có chuyện gì có thể xảy ra không khi mà làm việc đội nhóm với nhau? When you work together, lots of things can pop out. Conflicts can arise, and
Yes.
everyone has a different opinion, something like that.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, I'll give you some time to think. Okay, describe a
Yes.
time when you worked in a group, please.
Well, I'm going to describe a time when I was assigned a biology
When I
project.
was
A
assigned.
when I was
Assigned.
assigned a biology project, and I was and it ordered me to work in groups. So I formed a three-member group with two of my friends, and we have cr- to make a presentation about that, and so that we have to create slides. So all three of us, we have to do the slide making, and I was the presenter. And so that it took us a whole night to find information and to create slides and edit it. So it was really time consuming when we have to both collect information to do some research and to create colorful slides to amaze everyone. And so that then in the next classes, in the next lesson, I performed well in front of the class. So, and also I answered all the questions I got in the class, and the project was successful, and it was a memorable experience because I have the chance to broaden broaden my knowledge and also to collaborate with my friends so that I can improve my uh, team building skills. So that's a really great experience for me.
Okay. Right, so do you think team working is important?
Yes, I do believe so. Team working skills is like a soft skills for everyone because you know that in everyday's life, without collaboration with everyone, with any other one, we hardly can do any big things because if we want to start a business, we have to we need to have some employee we need to have some people who collaborate with us to in order to expand our businesses. So, teamworking is like uh, one of the most needed skills for everyone because it helps us to do a lot of tasks, to finish a lot of tasks in our daily lives.
Mm-hmm. And how do people improve their team working skills?
Well, I believe that there are various ways, but the most typical ways is to participate in some team building activities. For example, we can play some team building sports, such as football or volleyball or basketball also. And it's really helpful for people to improve their teamworking skills. We can not only teamworking skills, and people can also uh, be, also improve our com communication skills, and so that help them a lot. And we can also do some team building work at the workplace when our employee create activities and or assign us some work. So that I believe that there are various ways for people to improve their team working skills.
Okay, do you think team working for it is for everybody? Why not?
Hmm, I believe that team building team building work is not typical. It's typical for some for people who are extroverts, but when it comes to introverts, is team building work kind of kind of activities that they dislike because they hate to socialize with other people. So collaborating with other people might be a problem for them. They do not know how to communicate and they tend to be shy. So they often shy away from team working. They like to stay at home and doing their work uh, alone. And although they can make great profits, but their life tend to be sedentary.
A what? Sedentary mean like sitting a lot, you mean?
Yeah,
Sedentary là ngồi một rồi ngồi rất nhiều nha.
yes, sedentary.
What
Because
are
you
you
know
trying
that.
to say? Solitary, right?
Um,
That
because
because the word solitary means like mình không có nói chuyện nha. Solitary and
solitary.
sedentary is different, right?
Yes, I just want to say
Okay.
that people who are working alone at home, normally they are working. They do some online working, so they have to sit a lot.
I see. That is sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you are describing me.
Yes, I did describing you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, what are the problems that can arise when team working?
Well, although team working is like great things for us, but it's on the other hand, it's also a real problem because when we do some team working activities, problems arise when people have different opinions. Because you know that if when we were assigned a project and people have different views, they have different ways to solve problems, and so that they tend to their ways of solving problems tend to uh, to create conflicts with others. So it's really annoying because
Uh-huh.
nobody in the team is listen to you. They just they just know that their way of doing things is the best. They want other people to follow them. So being a leader of the group is also a huge problem when when people cannot get other people's respect. So there are various problems can arise when teamworking, but those problems can easily be tackled if we have a great enough leader.
Right. Wow, that's lots of problem. I used to teamwork, but I know how it is. You know, teamwork is not for everybody, right?
Yep.
It depends on the chemistry between the people too. Nó tùy thuộc vào cái tính cách của mỗi thành viên trong cái đội đó nữa, mà nó rất là khó phải không đâu. It's really hard.
Yes. Yes, really hard.
Oh, well. Anyway, so that is 18. Let's choose something a little bit more challenging.
Oh.
Okay. Let's try this one. 27. Describe a time you had to wait in line for a long time. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà bạn đã lúc đó phải chờ trong cái hàng trong một thời gian lâu dài. You should say when it was, hồi đó hồi nào vậy? Where you were, lúc đó bạn ở đâu? Why you were there, tại sao bạn lại ở đó? Explain how you felt about it, giải thích tại sao bạn lại bạn thấy cảm thấy điều gì về cái chuyện phải chờ như vậy. Chờ theo hàng nha, chờ trong cái hàng á.
Yes.
Một thời gian lâu dài. And the part 3 of waiting in line. Do people in your country often wait in line? Những người trong đất nước bạn có thường chờ hàng dài được không? Why do people jump the queue? You know the word jump the queue, right?
Yes.
To jump the queue.
Jump the queue.
Nhảy hàng. Ta nhảy hàng, chen hàng. Why do people jump the queue? How do people react when someone jumps the queue? Con người ta sẽ phản ứng thế nào khi ai đó nhảy hàng? You know, a lot of people do that.
Yep.
And of course, people are angry at them. Of course, they should be. Yeah. I think people who jumps the queue should be put in prison.
Why?
Of course, they should.
Penalized.
Should be penalized. They put in
Yeah.
prison or penalized for like at least 5 million Vietnam đồng every time they jump the queue.
Yeah.
Phạt cho dữ vô mấy chừa. They have to be penalized for a lot of money so they will learn their lesson. And to be honest with you, rich people, the people who are just recently got rich, they often jump the queue the most. Những người mới giàu là những người kinh khủng nhất luôn á. Cư xử rất là tệ luôn và họ thường jump the queue nhiều nhất. Anyway, so how do people react when someone jump the queue? And do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng sự phát triển của công nghệ đã làm giảm thiểu cái thời gian con người ta dành cho chuyện chờ đợi không? Think about apps, you know, buying things on apps these days, you don't have to wait anything. You don't have to go out to the street to go to shops to buy things, you know. And also learning, you can just, you know, book a lesson with me. You don't have to even wait.
Yes.
Think about the fact that delivery it's really fast. We don't have to really wait a lot. But on the other hand, there are things that people have to wait more. Like for example, well, technology these days are so developed to the point that there are a lot of hackers. A lot of restrictions have to be put into like equipments, you know. So that can increase the time people have to wait to be able to use an app or to use something, right?
Yeah.
Also like sometimes because of security reason, phần đông là do lý do an ninh nó mới làm kéo dài cái thời gian phải chờ thôi. Alright, so try this one. I'll give you some time. Okay, describe a time when you had to wait in line for a long time.
Yes. I'm going to describe the time when I was going on vacation with my cousins, and we visited the Dragon Amusement Park in Halong Bay, and we had to wait in line to play the roller coaster, and it was really terrible. The line is about 300 meters, and we had to wait nearly an hour to play it.
Million
And
hours is an exaggeration. It's a true
yeah,
exaggeration, though.
yeah, and I saw some people give up queuing, but we gained some motivation when we heard some feedback from the previous person who has just played it, and it was really worth waiting. And I even
Yes.
saw some of them being paralyzed for jumping the queues, and it's really funny. And anyway, we had a lot of fun. The roller coaster was really worth waiting for, and it would be a moment when I would remember until the end of my life.
Right. I see. Do you remember that we had to wait in line to get vaccinated just a few years ago, right?
Mm, yeah, but it took me not so long because I get vaccinated at school, so we just wait in the class until it's the time until it's we until the school uh, until the school called my class to go out, and it just took me about 10 minutes to get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, do people in your country often wait in line?
Well, in my experience, in many public places that is so popular for people, nearly everyone has to wait in line, especially in some popular shop food shops like um, banh mi, or some places where sell fast food. People really everyone have to wait in line, and it's like a tradition for people because we we have to wait until it's our turn. So waiting in line is like we have all people are educated to wait in line.
Okay. Right. So, why do some people jump the queue then? What do you think?
Well, I believe that those who jump the queue, most of them they are not well educated, and or they are greedy, or they suffer from impatient. They are impatient, so they cannot wait anymore. Just want to get the thing they want immediately. So they tend to be lost control, and they would jump the queue. So, but this activity is really bad, and people should be penalized for jumping the queue.
Mm-hmm. They should definitely be penalized for jumping a queue, though. So, how do people react when someone jumps the queue?
Well, mm, in my experience, when anyone no, no, notice that someone has jumped the queue, uh, they would ask the security officer to
To what?
come. They would
To
ask,
handle the situation, to take care of the
to,
troublemaker.
yeah, to take care
Để
of
chăm
the
sóc cái kẻ
troublemaker,
mà gây rắc rối. To take care of the
and
troublemaker, basically. Well,
yes,
when normally people are angry and they wouldn't call the police or call the security guard, but even the security guard doesn't want to don't want to intervene in such a situation, you know.
yeah,
But normally people just react angrily, that's it.
yeah, react angrily and
They just react
ask,
angrily.
yes,
Chỉ gọi là phản ứng lại một cách rất là giận dữ thôi. That's it. I mean,
yes, but I just create a whole new situation. And so yeah, they just react angrily and ask the troublemaker to go back to their position
To go
and
back to their position, to get back to their spots. Quay về
get
chỗ đi.
back to
To go back to their spots.
the spot and wait until they turn.
Right, wait until their turn. Yes, exactly. Do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe the development of technology, like some ordering food app has reduced the time of queuing a lot. People do not have to go out to queuing in their favorite restaurant to get the food they want. They just sit at home and let the delivery of
Delivery man.
the delivery man to do the rest for them. So they just order on the app and wait until the food come. So in that time they can do whatever thing they want, like their job or their hobbies. So so these apps really helpful. It's really helpful for people in the to get to reduce the time for buying things they want. Because you know that spending time on waiting is really wasteful, and people cannot do anything during that time. So we tend to lose those time on for queuing. So the development of technology really help people to reduce the time spending on waiting.
Right. I do believe, and I do agree with you, that the development of technology has greatly reduced the time people spend on waiting. But that also leads to a consequence that people these days, they are very impatient, you know. Con người ta ngày nay thực sự rất là không kiên nhẫn luôn á.
Yes.
And if you want to be successful, you need to be patient, you know. You need to work hard and be patient. You have to be persevere, you have to persevere, you know, phải kiên trì và kiên nhẫn. Nhưng mà cái tính đó bây giờ nó càng giảm dần do là con người ta cứ đòi phải nhanh, phải có được ngay. People want immediately, you know.
Yes.
Right. So what do you think about that? When
I think
people
so.
want things very quickly because of, you know, the development technology.
Youngsters nowadays, when it comes to money, they often saw videos on social media platform like TikTok. They saw they saw other people who are at their age have made millions of dollars doing something that they don't really know, and people want to get rich immediately like those youngsters, and so that they are often this information on um, social media sites tend to be misleading, and it fools people to uh, dream about the life where they can get rich easily, and they tend to be impatient. They want to get rich fast, so that they so that leads to a problem that they would fail immediately when they go out to the society and start a business and dreaming about they can get rich immediately.
Right, I see. Okay, that's a 27. We can try other things that seems to be a bit more challenging. But you do enjoy challenges, do you? You are Leo, you enjoy
Sorry?
challenges.
What?
Let's try 31 now.
Yeah.
This is a hard one, okay? Describe an art exhibition that you visited. Miêu tả một cái triển lãm nghệ thuật mà các bạn đã viếng thăm. You should say, when you saw this exhibition, bạn nhìn thấy cái triển lãm này lúc nào? Where the exhibition was held, cái triển lãm đã được tổ chức ở đâu? What was on display, cái gì đã được trưng bày? And explain your impression of the exhibition, miêu tả cái ấn tượng của các bạn về cái triển lãm đó.
Ui, chưa bao giờ đi
And
art exhibition đấy ạ.
sorry.
Chưa bao giờ đi, em chưa bao giờ đi art
Well,
exhibition.
if you have never been there, then you should definitely make up a story about it. As long as
Yeah,
it stick to what you should say. Cứ tạo
yes,
bịa đại một câu chuyện chẳng hạn cũng được. Đâu sao đâu.
yes, yeah.
Just make up a story about that, Like based on what you saw on TV or saw from movies or whatever. And then part 3 of art, what can art bring to life? Nghệ thuật có thể đem chuyện gì đến cho cuộc sống? Think about art, think about beauty. It teaches people to appreciate things in life. Nó dạy con người ta cách trân trọng những điều trong cuộc sống chẳng hạn. Biết cách trân trọng, chứ không phải là people often take things for granted. Con người ta thường gọi là được đằng chân lân đằng đầu. Có voi đòi tiên. Take things for granted. But art teaches people to appreciate beauty, để mà con người ta có thể trân trọng cái sự đẹp đẽ trong cuộc sống. And to behave better too. So that's why art is very much appreciated in schools around the world. But not in Vietnam, very, very sadly.
Yeah.
But you can also describe art in a different way, in your way. Now, should the school system include and improve the teaching of art? Why? Cái chữ art viết hoa này là môn nghệ thuật nè. Những hệ thống
Yeah.
trường học có nên thêm vào và cải thiện cái sự dạy những môn nghệ thuật không? Tại sao? Next one. Do people have different concepts of art and why? Con người ta có những khái niệm nghệ thuật khác nhau không? Tại sao? Tức là, like for example, to some people this is beauty, this is art, but so for some people this is not. Một số người thì thấy cái này là nghệ thuật, một số người thấy là cái này là nhìn xấu òm, nghệ thuật cái gì?
Yep.
It depends. Like you give examples.
Yes.
Why are some artworks expensive? Tại sao một số tác phẩm nghệ thuật nó lại mắc tiền? Think about the hours it takes for the artist to draw it and the hour and many years it takes for them to be that good. You can actually include the fact about AI art, nghệ thuật làm bằng trí thông minh nhân tạo á. Like AI art is of course not expensive. These things are free because it's made from a machine.
Yes.
Or it is very cheap compared to human-made art.
Yeah.
Cái artwork người ta mua về ta còn sưu tầm để có thể bán lại được, tại vì giá nó tăng lên theo thời gian. After sometimes collectors can sell the artwork because the prices of them keep increasing, especially after the painters or after the artist die. Sau khi nghệ sĩ chết thường là cái giá của nó tăng lên mà.
Yeah.
Why do some people like to collect famous painting? Tại sao một số người họ thích sưu tầm những cái bức tranh nổi tiếng? Okay, this is going to be the last question topic for you and the most difficult.
Yes.
All right, have some time to think now. All right, you can talk about art exhibition that you visited now, please. Or just make up a story and then discuss it and talk about it.
Yes. And well, I'm going to describe the time when I visited an art exhibition. That was
Exhibition.
exhibition, and that was 1 year ago when I visited an art center in Hanoi, one of the most tourist city in Vietnam. And luckily, there was an art exhibition there, and I had the chance to marvel at the beautiful potteries and paintings.
Beautiful what?
Pottery.
Pottery, I see. Okay.
Pottery and paintings. And also, although some of them seem strange, but they are really prestigious and high at value. And they are really simple, but I couldn't know why people consider these are arts. So maybe I was not knowledgeable enough, and
Disease.
I spent the whole afternoon wandering around there, and it helped me to broaden my mind a lot, and it's also helped me to widen my knowledge about art, and it helped me to uh, it helped me to pay attention more to the world outside me, because we all know that art is everywhere. Art is everywhere we live. So normal things in our life can be art. It depends on different views, different opinions about art. So it impressed me about what art is. So having the chance to visit an art exhibitions would be a memorable experience for me, and I
Memorable would be a memorable experience.
would be a memorable experience for me. So I would live with this memory until the end of my life.
Okay, very good, very good. Now, so what can art bring to life then?
Well, I believe uh, art brings what can I say, living art brings life to life, because you know that we cannot live without art. Even something that is really simple in our life can be art, such as a pottery, our bowl we eat every day, or the way we put our glass on the table. That can be art, and so that art
Hmm.
is everything. It
It's
depends on,
everywhere in life, though.
yeah, and without art, we can say that there's nothing in our life. So I believe that art brings life to our life. So that's what I think.
So, should a school system include and improve the teaching of art, and why? You know,
Sorry, my
art are
internet
not
connection is
taught.
not. mm,
Yeah, okay, so should the school system include and improve the teaching of art, and why? What do you think?
yes, and well, I believe that the teaching of art is really essential. It helps to boost it helps to nurture students' creativity, and it also gives children chances to um, increase, to develop, no, to develop their imagination, so that the learning art at school is really essential for children. So I believe that the teaching of art at school should be included and should be improved, because you know that in every developed education in the world, the teaching of art is really vital, and normally people would not um, judge every student's piece of art, so that it helps them to nurture um, their mind a lot. So I believe that school systems should really include and improve the teaching of art.
Mm-hmm. So, come to the part of concepts of art. Do you think that people have different concepts of art, and why?
Yes, I do think so. It depends on different views or different jobs they are working in. For example, when it comes to painter, their paintings are art, and when it comes to some uh, some craftsmen, they pieces of art like pottery, or some wooden or some wooden crafts. They are they are art. And
Uh-huh.
also when it comes to literature, literature,
Literature.
people who literature, people who write poems. they are art. So
Of
I do
course.
believe that people have different concept of art. So it depends,
Concepts.
but it depends on
Different
concepts of art,
concepts of
and
art.
it
Mhm.
depends on the it depends on what fields of working they are working in. So yes, I do believe so.
Okay, I see. Right. So why are some artwork expensive then?
Well, in my experience, I believe that it depends on uh, the artist spent to create that piece of art. Because you know that some piece of art require the artist to be really careful, and it took them hours or even months to create a piece of art. Because you know some craftsmen in Vietnam, they in the whole year they can just create two pieces of art. So each of them
It takes time and
they
inspiration, you know. You cannot make art just like a production of items or goods, you know.
yeah, it require inspiration and
Exactly.
passion, so that
Hmm.
um, artwork artworks contain their inspiration and passion, and also their time, their effort to create that piece of art. So it's really expensive, and it's especially when it is created by a famous artist.
Hmm. I see. I see. Okay, so why do some people like to collect famous paintings then?
Well, I believe that it depends on their hobbies, because you know that um, some people their concept of art is painting. So
We can
uh,
talk about AI art, but these things are, of course, not famous, and they are not popular enough. They are not expensive enough. Of course, AI art is never like that.
yeah, so um, for some people, their concept of art is painting. So, uh, in order to collect it, excellent piece of art, they just collect famous painting, and because only famous painting are famous and valuable for them, so it was like their hobby to create a collection of famous painting, and so that they can create their own art exhibition, and even and so that they can wandering around and look at those masterpieces anytime, and to this can satisfy their hunger for art. So I believe that it depends on their hobby, because their hobby is painting, so they would love to collect famous paintings.
Mm-hmm. I see. All right, that's good enough practice for today, I guess. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.